Now that we've looked at adding a domain controller to a domain, we need to look at removing a domain controller from a domain. Now, a bit of a warning before you get started. This may seem a little convoluted and kind of odd way of doing things, but this is the way that Microsoft recommends we do it. So to start with, we come up here to our dashboard and pick Add Roles and Features, or we can come up here to the Manage and select the Remove Roles and Features. For simplicity purposes, we're going to simply click the Add Roles and Features, and then we're going to go to this link here and start the Remove Roles and Features wizard. Once we start the Remove Roles and Features wizard, we need to click Next. Then we want to select the correct server, in this case, this server, and click Next again. Now we've done that, we have the wizard where we can select the roles and features we wish to remove. In this case, we want to remove Active Directory domain searches because we want to remove this server from being a domain controller. You do not need to click the DNS option because that will be removed as you remove the Active Directory features. Once we click that and we verify it, we can click the Remove Features. Now this gives us an error message. That error message is all right, it's supposed to be there. Once we have selected this, we need to come down here to this link and select the Demote this domain controller. So we select that, and then we wait for the Active Directory domain sources configuration wizard to sort itself out. One thing I would like to point out is down here at the bottom. It states the server will be automatically restarted after the demotion operation. Role removal needs to be performed after the restart. What this means is after we demote the server, we'll have to go in a second time to remove the Active Directory services. Now in this case, we have the option to force a removal, but this is not something you normally want to do. This is reserved for the rare occasion when you have a domain controller that has lost contact with the domain that you're trying to remove it from. In this case, the server can contact the domain fine, so we'll leave this unchecked and then click Next. Now I want to go ahead and click the Proceed with Removal option and then click Next again. At this point, we want to put in a new administrative password for the local computer. We can't use the domain password because that will confuse issues and you might accidentally use the wrong password in the wrong location. So what we will do is we'll create a separate password for this domain controller that it will use after it has been removed from the domain. Just a reminder, passwords have to have at least one capital and at least one numeral in their passwords. Now we can click Next, and then we can click the Demote option. Now we have to wait as it goes through the demotion process. As you can see, the server has been successfully demoted, and now we can go ahead and click the Close button. Once we click the Close button, the server will reboot itself. Now we have to wait for the server to go through the reboot process before we can continue the process of removing the Active Directory services. Now that the server has rebooted, we can go ahead and log in. As you'll notice, the server is still asking for the domain administrator. That's because we haven't yet removed the Active Directory from it. So we need to go ahead and put our domain administrator password in here. Now that the server manager has fully loaded, you'll notice we still have Active Directory, Directory Services, and DNS tiles here in the server manager. This is because Active Directory domain sources has not yet been removed. So to remove this, we want to go over here to Add Roles and Features. Again, click the Start Remove Roles and Features wizard. And now we're going to click Next. Again, verify that the correct server is chosen. Click Next again. And now we want to go ahead and click the Active Directory and remove the feature. As you'll notice, this time it's actually allowed us to remove the Active Directory services. And we also can go ahead and remove the DNS services and remove this feature as well. Now we can click Next, and then Next one more time, and then click the Remove button. At this point, the server will begin the removal of the roles. Now the features have been removed. We can see over here that both the DNS and the Active Directory services tiles have been removed. We can then click Close, and you will need to restart the computer to make sure that the entire process has completed. Now that the reboot is completed, go ahead and log on. This time, you'll need to log on as domain administrator again. Now that your system has rebooted and the server manager has come back up, you will notice that the Active Directory domain services and DNS are fully removed, and you now are back to a standalone server condition.